friends. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing viewers. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you found me, and I hope you guys stay. And for those of you guys returning, I'm so grateful, so blessed to be doing your reading yet again today. Today's reading will be a pick a card reading, which will pick three options, three cards from this deck here, and we'll pick a charm. We'll also be picking a stone here, okay, for those of you guys needing a little bit more guidance into your pile. But before we do this, let's get into the decks that we're using, okay? But this reading is going to be about the energy coming in with this full moon eclipse in Virgo. And it will be highlighting or revealing something to you. Something will be understood by you. Okay, so what is this full moon revealing to you, beautiful angels? I have heavy Virgo in my birth chart. So Virgo tends to run very strong through my energy and definitely through this channel. So some of you guys might have strong Virgo in your chart or Virgo presence energetically around you. Okay, but you don't have to. It's just the energy that this full moon is bringing in, which is very analytical, very reflective. Could be a little judgmental, you know, really sort of being honest with ourselves, reviewing and looking at ourselves objectively, potentially, or through critical eyes, depending on what sort of energy you are harnessing. Okay, so sometimes that inner critic could be quite loud, and other times we could just be finally seeing things about ourselves, which allows us to liberate ourselves from, you know, old ways of being, habits, potential situations, circumstances that maybe we're settling, putting up with, or just we have new insight, new perspective, how we can engage. So we'll see what pulls through here. Keep an open mind, okay, as to what you'll see, but certainly use your own intuition, what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile makes sense for you guys. Let's get into the disclaimer before we get into the cards, or the decks. I am not predicting anything here that is set in stone. Okay, that's like a fortune telling or a way of seeing into the future that is dictating what exactly is going to happen. What I'm doing is I'm reading energy based on your energy frequency. Okay, it reflects back to you a state of your subconscious. So this is why it either resonates or doesn't. It's something you already intuitively know or not. And since time is nothing but a construct of this 3D perceived world that we're living in, okay, it doesn't exist in other dimensions. It is that in which our mind uses so that we can categorize our life in a series of sequences. Okay, but energy has no form. There is no set timeline. And so this is why we can jump into different timelines, and we can take a look at energy wherever it's sort of sitting, which will maybe feel like something that has happened in the past, potentially something that's happening right now, or something that could certainly happen in the future. But you are the captain of your own energy, so you can drive and make changes based on energetically where you want to go. Okay, this is why it's never set in stone. If I do this reading again, you know, like for you later on, we might get a complete different message. So it's where your energy is sitting, vibrating at the time that you listen to this reading. This is why all my readings are timeless. This is a timeless reading, and certainly there could be messages in here for you if it is resonating. Now, don't force it to fit. If you're not in tune with your own intuition, you might pick a pile and say, well, that's, you know, you might stick to it and think that that's your story, and it's not even close. Okay, so it's up to you to really know what your story and your energy is like. And the best way to do that is to tap into the card layout, which we'll do together, and ask spirit for something you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile makes sense to you, sits and resonates with you, before just attaching to it and saying, that's my pile. Okay, well, people are so disconnected from their intuition. Okay, I see that a lot. Like one reading will say one thing, the other will say another. Like, well, which is it? You said two things. It's like, well, did it ever consider that you picked a pile that wasn't even your pile? You could. Okay, you could certainly pick a pile that's not your pile, and maybe there's a message in there for you, but it's not necessarily your pile. Okay, so we do click for a reason, but the reason could just be to develop your intuition so you know what it's not. Knowing what it's not will guide you towards knowing what is, because if you know what it's not, then you certainly should have an idea of what it is. Okay, so don't cling to anything and keep an open mind. But it's certainly going to be reflecting back to your state of consciousness. And this is why tarot always sort of freaks people out, because they're like, how does it know? How does it? It's like it's reflecting your state of consciousness. Okay, that's what's happening here. So if it is your first time to tarot, bless you. And hopefully that made sense to you guys. And if it's your first time to pick a card, we will pick, like I said, 3 cards from this pile, and then you will sit with your intuition and be called to one of the 3 cards. It's absolutely fine to be drawn to multiple, okay? Because sometimes we have energy that's our own energy, which is originating from us. And then sometimes it's dictating circumstances around us, other people, situation, and it might come objectively. And so we might have not have considered it because we have our own perception of a situation or circumstance. And so there could be 2 piles, there could be 3 piles. Okay, it could be someone's point of view, our own point of view, and then the objective truth. That happens here as well, but just keep an open mind. Okay, so that was a mouthful. Let's take a look at the decks we're using, beautiful angels. We got some pretty awesome decks we'll be using for today's reading. I cannot wait to get into it. So I pre-shuffled all 3 piles already, although I haven't looked at any of the piles. Okay, sort of sitting on the side. And the reason I don't do it all on video is because it would take a very long time to go through all these decks. And so if you guys do want that, I mean, I have no problem with it, but it takes a bit to upload the videos, and the videos would be very long. Okay. And I don't want to waste my whole day waiting for uploads because YouTube loves me. And a lot of these decks are in my playlist. And for the tarot, we'll be using the Thoth Tarot deck for your pick. Okay, and we'll also be using this Panorama, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot traditional, but it's the landscape version. So it's wide angle, which I thought would be pretty cool to use. So we have these 2 decks. And the only reason I'm using 2 tarot for this is because for your picks, we'll leave the card with your pile. And so we won't have a full deck to use. So I'm going to use a full deck here for clarifying any of the messages we get. Okay, so let's pull 3 options, a charm and a stone. So if at any point you are pulled to any one of these 3 options or all 3, the timestamp will be below. Okay, so let's ask Spirit for the energy of this full moon eclipse in Virgo. What is being revealed or understood by the collective who's choosing pile number 1? For the collective who are tapped into pile number 2, Spirit, what is being revealed or understood? You have 1 here, and I do want to drop it. I won't be reading any reversals. So we have 6 wands, which says, sorry, not 6 wands, 6 pentacles, which says success. Okay, 1 more. Pile number 3. Okay. So I will be revealing the other 2 shortly, but like I said, if you're pulled to any one of these already, you can go ahead and choose the timestamp. So let's take a look at option number 1. Option number 1, we have the 10 wands, and it says oppression. Okay, 10 wands, oppression. Option number 2, we have 6 pentacles. It says success. Option number 3, we have the Tower. All right, let's pull your charm. For option number 1, Spirit, we have this silver coin. Looks like a pentacle. See if I could read it. It says Queen Elizabeth the Second. Queen Elizabeth II. It's a double-sided, or it's heads on both sides, I should say, of this coin. Okay, well, Queen Elizabeth coin is a Canadian coin. Silver coin. For option number 2, we have this butterfly. Let's put that right there. For option number 3, we have this potted flower, and it says nature. And it has a dove and a 4-leaf clover on the pot. And a flower. I don't know what sort of flower that is, but it's definitely a potted plant. Yes, nature, a 4-leaf clover, and a dove on the pot. Okay, so we'll put that right there. So we'll move this out of the way, and we will pick a stone. Let's move your cards right here. And let's pick your stone. Okay, pile number 1. Ooh, look at this stone. Now, I don't know what these stones are because they've just been picked throughout my travels here. So a lot of these were from the beaches by the ocean in Vancouver. Okay, but not all of them, but some of them. Some of them have been from Winnipeg beaches. So this one's kind of, I don't know, has striations in it, a little bit of orange. Kind of reminds me of the planet of Jupiter. All right, so let's put it like this. Actually, let's put it like that. Yes, option number 2. I felt it right there. Ooh, look at this one. So we have a dark stone, and it has a striation in it. Don't know what kind of stone it is. Feels a little rough. Definitely layered. Let's leave that right there. How should we do it? Let's leave it like that. Okay. Option number 3. Ooh. I felt one. You guys get 3 stones. Okay. So we have this little one, very smooth, and it looks like, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like a pea pod or like a bean. Yeah, not a pea pod, sorry. A bean. And then we have these 2 stones, which are fairly similar. One's a little more orange than the other, but very smooth. Yes, very, very smooth. All kind of orangey as well, which matches the color of this Tower card. So I'll put that like that. And let's move that up here. Interesting energy, you guys, for the 3. Take your time, sit with this energy, and then when you're ready, select from the timestamp, and I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. You guys picked pile 1, the 10 of Wands that says oppression, the silver double-headed coin, and this smooth, beautiful stone right here. So 10 Wands is a 10 Wands of burden, something that's been burdensome, and potentially you've felt some oppressive energy around you. Okay, but silver could certainly feel like it's not it's second class. Okay, but what I'm getting from the 2-headed coin here is that maybe we feel tricked or damned if we do, or there's no way out. Like it's the same result here with 2 heads. It's like, I don't know if you feel tricked by the universe, by someone, or a situation that seems there's no way out, or it's going to result to the same thing. And so there's a heaviness here that we're carrying, you know. It's like both roads or both options or anywhere you go in whatever situation or circumstance might lead to the same outcome, maybe, you know, like, or at least have a painful result or carry a burden with it. If I go down this way, there's a burden to that. If I go down that way, there's a burden to that. And so I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. And I still feel like I'm not winning or I'm losing out, you know? So there might be a sacrifice made or a losing out either which way we go. And so it could feel very burdened. Yeah, because these two wands are really sticking out. Okay, two wands are all about a choice. And we could go one way or another, or one wand could represent the current state, which isn't ideal. And the other wand could, you know, be another choice that goes down a different path, but also doesn't feel ideal because we might have to do something about the second wand. So I do feel there's a choice for this group, you know, and this is a pentacle, and pentacles are new beginnings, but I feel with the two-sided headed coin here, I'm getting two pentacles again, which is a decision, this or that, but it seems like it's both. I don't know. And with the head, it's like the mind, like, I think it's consuming a lot of thoughts. Maybe you want to make the most rational decision here so that you can take action. Now the stone was mainly to help you guys pick your pile, but I was getting heavy Jupiter here, and Jupiter is Sagittarius energy. Okay, it's also Pisces energy, but I'm picking up mostly this Sagittarius, which is about, you know, taking aim, taking action, exploring. And so one of these wands certainly could be to explore outside of our comfort zone, or to do something where we might be enthusiastic. It could be a big blessing, but it might be a big risk and we don't know, you know? So let's leave your card like that. And then let's take a look at these cards and see what it is that this full moon in Virgo, this full moon eclipse energetically is going to reveal to you. What's going to be understood by you. Okay, so if you want to go straight away to the channel reading, I will put a timestamp below. And for those of you guys developing your intuition, then let's go through this card layout. Ask the divine for something you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this pile is your pile. Okay, so let's see. We have fiber. So we're weaving something, creating something, making something strong. Can you guys see if I put it here? Yeah. Sorry, we don't have lots of space, so I'll spread it out if we don't have room. So we have the Three of Scrolls, setting your course. Look at that. So scrolls can talk about like something not revealed to us, right? Because the scroll's wrapped up, like the plan of action. And I'm getting 3 wands from this. So a decision to move forward, something we don't know the outcome, to expand. The ship is all about moving, traveling. And here we see the rainbow. Rainbows could talk about hope, but I sometimes get a change of perspective, or I need to see different perspectives potentially through something that might be confusing here with all the clouds. Setting your course. So we're planning, we're looking, and this looks like an anchor of sorts here. So anchors could be a feeling of oppression, feeling weighed down, you know, or having to ground ourselves or anchor into something. We have revenge, number 27, or the number 9. So 9 is about fruition, completion, and fulfillment. So don't take words literal. We're going to see lots of words in here, okay? So it's mostly energy. So what's revenge? We'll see how it ties in, but this octopus has a bunch of tentacles. And so octopus is giving me very heady, you know, like octopus, very intelligent. And I got the 2 heads here. So having to be intelligent about something. Revenge. Interesting. Let's put that right there. Okay, we have home. All right. And we have this oracle card with a policeman. Looks like he's putting his hand up to say stop, or he's about to blow a whistle. Maybe he's guiding traffic here, setting your course. Okay. And then we have the moon and Neptune, number 18. So the moon is Cancer, Pisces. Neptune is Pisces. So Pisces is dreamy energy. Neptune is certainly fantasy type energy. Moon could be definitely dreamy as well, but something with emotion, something reflective, maybe a dream here. Maybe there's some fears here with the moon. But moon is certainly emotions. It's a reflective, divine feminine type energy here. So we're getting 18 or 9 again, and we got 9 with this 27. So 9 is moon energy in the tarot. Okay, so definitely present. And 9 is also Hermit, which is Virgo energy, and the full moon is in Virgo. Okay, so it could definitely be, confirming this, although all my readings are timeless, so it doesn't have to necessarily be everyone's story here, but it could be confirmation. And I'm picking up the 99, okay? 2 9s here, and 99 is a master number. It's being the change you wish to see and helping humanity to release what no longer works. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. And we have tremella mushroom, another 10. So 2 10s. 1010 might be an angel number, but that's giving me like matrix code, zeros and ones. It's also giving me yin yang. Oh, look, yin, yes. So yin yang, masculine, feminine, or a choice, this or that, which we were getting with the 2-sided coin. But yin is feminine energy, which we were getting a lot of with the moon. So what is that? Being receptive to a choice or something. But 10 is all about endings, ends of cycles, transformation, completions. It's also Wheel of Fortune energy, which is, sometimes the wheel is up, meaning things are turning for the better, and sometimes we're on an unfortunate side of the wheel where things aren't working well. So we're kind of at the mercy of the universe. But Wheel of Fortune always gives me Jupiter energy, which we were getting a lot of Jupiter from your stone. Pisces again coming through, Pisces comes through with the moon, but Sagittarius with the Jupiter energy. Okay, so feminine energy. And we have the 9th house with faith, 33. Well, the 9th house, 9 again, by the way. So lots of 9s prominent here, which is that Virgo energy with the Hermit. But the 9th house is about travel. We see the ship here. Wisdom, philosophy, which we're getting with the octopus and the 2 heads here. Okay, higher education, law, religion, cross-cultural relations, learning, ethics is kind of like Hierophant energy as well. With faith, Hierophant energy, so strong Taurus. 33 is a master number. It's about reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. Here we see a palm. So palmistry, we see a Ouija board. So maybe the occult here in some way, which would be moon energy, but we don't see. Fortune telling. Okay, let's see. 9th house with faith. Okay, we see pomegranate here, vitality, sensuality, and bodily autonomy. Okay. And we have waiting. And it looks like she's on a balcony of sorts looking out. And she has this yellow, scarf wrapped around her outfit. So yellow could represent the solar plexus, and blue top represents expression. We have lots of blue. And then we have 3 roses here. Roses could certainly talk about romance, talk about love. Pink roses could be about self-love here on her head, which I'm getting a lot of this head energy, mind, thought. She has red. Okay, and so red represents the root chakra, and it could be giving off devil type energy, you know, like fears with all this moon, fears in the mind, unfounded fears potentially, or patterns, ways of thinking, you know, so need to maybe be confident in our self-expression or something like this, but a lot of fear in our thoughts. So there's some sort of pending thing here with waiting. Let's put this right by this revenge. Okay. And we have the necropolis. Interesting. So we see all these sort of wands on the ground. I'm kind of getting 9 wands from this energy, if I gotta be honest. So 9 wands is the wounded warrior, you know, maybe we're a little defensive. I'm taking a pause. We're not quite sure how to proceed, how to move forward. I know that's most likely not the traditional meaning of this necropolis, but that's what I'm getting, a 9 wands type energy. More of a boundary or a guardedness. Okay. And we have isolation. And this is Saturn in Virgo. Saturn in Virgo with isolation, number 6. So heavy Virgo still coming through. Saturn is the ruling planet for Capricorn, which we did get to devil in this little red hat she's wearing, or scarf around her head. Isolation. So we have this flower. It's kind of reminding me of the flower that was sitting in the flower pot in pile 3, if you guys recall to it. Could be a sign here, okay? And this, oopsie, in the background here, we have like an established sort of community of sorts. And here she's looking at this established community. We have home here. It's like outside of these walls or outside of this boundary, there's like an established community or a home of sorts. So 6 is about maybe potentially making a choice, because 6 could be lovers, which in the tarot is all about a choice. We see 2 people here. So your choice could involve another. It could certainly involve other people for sure. This person looks very nervous about making a choice. Okay. And we have intuition. And this is Mercury in Cancer. Okay, Mercury in Cancer. Intuition. Well, all the moon energy certainly gives off intuition. And with the 4 is home energy, because that is about structure, foundations, stability. And it's also about planning. And planning we had with the scrolls, because we were setting our course, like we were trying to plan or understand or see something. And the anchor certainly is that stability, that grounded energy with the number 4. Also getting 4 from this chair, and 4 is Emperor energy. The chair always gives me Emperor energy. Okay, someone's in this chair. So when someone's in the chair, it's like the Emperor is there. The Emperor is all about driving structure, being empowered to make decisions. Okay, but maybe we're needing to use our intuition, because the Emperor is masculine energy, and there's a lot of feminine energy here. So connecting to our masculine energy, maybe to make a decision or to get empowered here. And with Saturn, it could be something that's, I don't know, is taking quite some time, or would require some form of dedication or solidifying something. Cancer is, like I said, the moon coming through, dreamy energy here, emotions. Okie dokie. We have this Botox needle, syringe, and Botox What does it do? It temporarily makes things appear a certain way. Injecting something. Remember, don't take the word so literal here. Injecting with Botox. Now, people put Botox in their face, right? I don't know. I don't do Botox, but it like gets rid of wrinkles. Makes you look more youthful. What I'm really getting is like in our mouth. So maybe we're trying to be happy about something. I don't know, appear happy about something. I don't know why that's coming through, but that is. And here we have the snake. So if you hear the dog barking, that's my doggy. So snake in the Lenormand deck sometimes represents someone we can't trust. It sometimes represents the other woman. Okay, when we're using it in our reading here. But snake traditionally and in the oracle, it could talk about, having to shed old ways, having to heal. Snakes also represent wisdom, symbolically, spiritually. So there is a lot to do with wisdom with the octopus we were feeling and the mind. Lots with the mind coming through, we talked about, but there's shedding the old. We see the Queen of Clubs, which is Queen of Wands. So that Sagittarius energy coming through again, the confidence, making things happen. With the number 7, 7 is Chariot energy, which is Cancer coming through yet again. Chariot is about the universe working with us to have success, victory, to remain balanced, have success in moving forward. 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. So like I said, wisdom pulling through, and also faith, which we had here. Faith, which I was feeling that Hierophant energy. And 7 is also Tower energy, which connects me back to pile 3 again. That flower I was seeing and the Tower energy. So that could be a sign. It could be another aspect of your situation on that pile. Maybe. I haven't done that reading yet, so I have no idea. Okay, but sometimes that's how it goes. So we have snake here. Alrighty, and then we have Quicksilver moon with changes. So more moon energy, changes. And we see 2 swans. Swans to me could represent romantic love, unconditional love. These swans are kind of going their separate ways, or at least are facing 2 different directions. But all this white could be talking about authenticity, purity. Okay. And then we have child. So that purity coming through again, the authenticity coming through as child, but 18 is moon. And we already got a whole lot of moon energy here with you guys. So inner child, maybe it's the early stages of something. Maybe we got to connect to our inner child. Maybe we're still a novice about something, or I don't know. There's Saturn energy though. So there is an experience of something. But there's also this, I don't know, with this Botox. Like it does feel like something old, maybe. But then there's this feeling of young and youthfulness. Maybe those are the 2 sort of directions we were talking about. And here we have the meteor swarm. Meteor swarm. So it's like raining hot lava. Okie dokie. So I'm going to not put these all in this jumbled corner so that we can connect to this energy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to channel this. And you guys can skip ahead if you want to go directly to the channeling. And I'll see what comes through here, okay? It might become clear once we do the tarot, because I'm not sure what I'm seeing here, if I got to be completely honest with you. Okay, there's some parts I still have questions about that aren't clear, which might become clear, specifically revenge. And I know we don't take words so literal here, okay, but the energy of this card, I'm not quite sure just yet what it's representing, but I am getting some stuff that pulls through very clearly already. So if this is not your energy, it could be energy of someone or situation around you, okay? So we're looking at this full moon eclipse and what is being revealed or understood by you or highlighted in this energy. So I do feel like for you guys, in order to resonate with this, there is a current state here with the Saturn energy, I feel already present, because I do feel like there's been a slow buildup or a slow, buildup towards the situation you're in right now. I feel like your situation is something which has been building over time. And I do feel your intention is good to create something solid, stable, and something you can commit yourself to or attach to that could be rewarding for you in some fashion. Okay, because I think it involves a direction in which you're having to consider going. And it could be potentially where you'll plant your roots or your home or something you could solidify. Okay, I do feel like there's been an understanding, a dream, or a connecting to this thing, this idea of this thing for some time, either as a manifestation of a wish or a vision for the future, or just like a dreamy sort of energy of something that speaks to your emotions. But I feel like for whatever reason, either timing was not right or we couldn't quite pull the trigger to go down this direction. We've been in more of a receptive type energy, maybe going with the flow, seeing how the universe would unfold, maybe doing what we can, but just sort of more in a receptive energy. I do feel there were a lot of fears potentially getting in the way. And the fear could be, in order to move in that direction, again, I'm getting this energy of the two wands, there would have to be, it comes with a certain amount of decision and maybe a certain amount of release. And some part of making this decision would require something that we weren't quite maybe sold on or ready to commit to for whatever reason. There's a lot of energy here, okay, in regards to you wanting certainty of sorts here, to know an outcome of how something could look, but of course we don't have any certainties when we make decision. But I feel like, for example, okay, this isn't all of your case, but let's say, for example, all signs point to me moving to, let's say, across country, all the way to Australia, let's say. Okay, from Canada, which I was getting Canada from this Queen Elizabeth coin, because our coins have Queen Elizabeth on it, which I'm being called to get the coin, but I don't know where it is. Weird. I thought I had a coin here. Sorry. Oh yeah, here it is. Oopsie. Sorry. Look at, here she is. Queen Elizabeth II on the loonie. Okay, the loon is on the front of our loonie, which is $1. And here we have the Queen Elizabeth head. So this one has two heads. Okay, so I feel like one path, like I was explaining, to move to Australia from Canada, I would have to commit to it and trust, one, my intuition, that whatever it was that I was feeling, sensing for the buildup of time is actually accurate. But it wouldn't require me to be in sort of receptive energy. It would require me to be in proactive energy to make the change and go, without hesitating in some way here. And so this is a big step, because I would have to send all my stuff and maybe quit my job. And it would require me to deal with a certain situation or circumstance first in order to commit to something out there. So it's not just a matter of I'll commit to that and keep everything else the same. It's like I have to deal with the whatever you got going on. And so it either never feels really right, or we're never completely sold, or we can never really take that shot, because it's never really completely confirmed or the right answer. There'll always be a level of risk. And so maybe we were waiting for the right time, or we were waiting for confidence to come in, to kick in here. But I feel like the big part of why we could not yet make that decision, the spirit is showing, even though emotionally maybe it was calling to us, or there was like some sort of connection to our intuition knowing to pull us there. There is some fear, and they are stem from thoughts, unhealthy thoughts potentially. Okay. And I also feel like there's a lot of weight in how, like, would I appear here if, like, let's just say we did move to Australia. Yeah, okay, that's a big commitment, right? We don't want to have a hassle. But I feel like it's not just the hassle. I feel like there is you, in whatever the situation is here, maybe wanting to be at a certain appearance or have a certain thing before committing. Okay, like let's say again in that example of Australia, maybe we want to become, I don't know, like a professional in some field. Okay, again, apply this to your situation, because it doesn't have to be career or movement, but your situation would require you to look in a certain way or be ready or competent in a certain way. And it's like, you don't feel competent, you don't feel competent, you don't feel competent, and it's like, how would I appear? Then I go all the way there and I'm not prepared, or or like I don't know if I'd be successful. And so there's a lot riding on you wanting to appear successful or having success there. So I feel like what's happening here is your old world can no longer be sustained. Okay, I feel like it's revealed to you that the old world in which you have been sitting, which I feel has been hesitant, I'm feeling hangman or paused, nine wands, kind of gaining your breath or like waiting for the right time, trying to like figure things out. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of figuring out, there's a lot of course correcting in some way, but we're still sort of stationary rather than proactively making changes and like trusting our emotions and following this passion. But I feel like we can no longer stay here. And so what this moon energy is showing you here, I feel, is we can't be stagnant without feeling the effects of the stagnation of where we're at. Because I think the longer we're at this sort of place, I feel it's impacting us greatly. Like maybe things that were sort of manageable or bearable in the past, we can't no more with this 10 wands and this meteor swarm. It's like everything that sort of happens is like heavier, and it lights this fire to have to make movement. So I feel like we're at the point where we have to move. We have to make movement. We have to now trust our intuition. We have to have faith that we will be successful. We have to know that the future is going to line up, and that we're at the point where we have to make a decision in order to build the rest of this thing. We can no longer. Maybe at first we could have, sort of sat in the timelines, prepared, planned. It's like we've already planned enough and prepared enough and did all that stuff as much as we can. Because again, we can't 100% like, know for certain if this is going to be a successful decision or not, commitment or not. And I don't know why we feel like it's like so like once we decide we can't go back, but that's how I feel. It's like I can't go back. There's only forward. And I think this is what we realize, like there's only forward. There is no going back to where we came, or there's no sitting where we're at. And I don't know, there's a lot of anxiety around this for some reason, like, I don't know, parting with that world or the people we know. And look, these people are wearing sort of similar hats. One's blue and one's white. is very similar, like this police officer hat. And these are like the captain or the, I don't know, the Navy hats. They look very similar, but I feel like we're going from blue to white, which what this tells me is there is the pause here I'm getting with this stop, a need to understand our self-expression, like who we truly are, what we truly want, what we connect to with our emotions, with all this blue. And so there's a figuring that all out. So this required some reflection or some stop. But then with this setting your course, this ship about movement, and now we're white, I feel like there's authenticity. Like we have to move towards what authentically feels like us now that we've sat here and sort of figured this all out. It's almost like knowing the truth about us and knowing what is honestly calling to us, and then not doing anything or sitting there on the timelines. Like we can't, or on the sidelines, we can't do that. Or at least your understanding here with this full moon is like, I can't do that no more. I understand that I have to move now, because I feel like there's been a lot of uncertainty in certain aspects in that situation to make this decision, like lots of clouds, this confusion. Maybe we wanted it to be more clear or understood. Maybe we wanted to see something first. We were waiting to see it and it never came. Or we wanted to understand something more, but it never became understood. But I don't know, I'm kind of getting with this Botox, like a fake it till you make it type energy. And I don't know what that's all about. And even with this revenge, what this is. So we're going to see. But I feel like there's an energy here of not wanting to have to relearn potentially something or appear in a certain way. So it's like if I had to, like back to that energy I was telling you, like you wanted to be the successful certified thingy, right? Like before committing to it or appear successful in a way. And I mean, who doesn't want to appear successful? But it's like before I take this risk or this chance, I have to be the professional, or I have to be experienced, or I have to look in a certain way. But I feel like that's the fear talking. And I feel like the mind was what was getting in the way of the confidence here. The mind story was getting in the way of us taking action. And so I feel like what's being revealed to you is there's only one choice here, is kind of how I feel. And maybe, I don't know, you're under the illusion for some time with all this moon energy that you'd have two choices or something like this. And it's like, it becomes clear, like there's only one choice here. And it's the one you've been avoiding for whatever reason. It's come down to that. You can't stay there getting hit with fireballs. So let's see, spirits. What is this about? I don't know. This reading's a little bit interesting. So we have revenge. Let me pull a card here for revenge. Number 27 or the number 9. 9 is moon. 9 is hermit, which is hermit's all about reflecting, knowing ourselves. But 9s were coming through in the card layout, which is about fulfillment. I feel like there's a need to be fulfilled. Your current situation is not providing fulfillment. So let's see, why is this revenge here then? What's with this revenge in this reading? We got 2. We have the 2 wands, which I was feeling from here, and it's in reverse, and we have the world. Do I need to cover this world up? Maybe I will with a little stone here. So, revenge. So 2 wands is about, like I said, making a choice. And the choice is either to remain or to go down a path that could be an exploratory path that we don't know. I think we're at the point where it's no longer, like I said, a choice, because we have to move. We have to put an end to some cycle here, like a phase in our world. But why the revenge? Why the revenge spirit? Let me see. I'll pull one more. But yeah, it's all about closing a chapter here, you guys, like completely closing it out. The world is a successful completion. And then we have to close it out to have a new beginning. Why do we have revenge here, Spirit, for pile 1? Oh my goodness. Okay. We have the Empress in reverse, Taurus energy. We have the 5 of Cups, and we have the Chariot in reverse. I think there's this sadness, you guys, about leaving. Now, I don't know how the revenge fits in, but I feel like there's a situation that happened to us that I think it's time we put behind us. And I don't know, are we clinging to that victim experience? It's been dictating who we are and what we're about. Maybe we were used to whatever that story was, but I feel like there's a lot of understanding we can't be here no more. It was keeping us very stuck, and we weren't having success staying here. I feel like maybe you, on a subconscious level, with all this moon, maybe there was this energy of you feeling like you deserve to suffer. And I know those are really strong words, but that's what it feels like. I don't deserve to have the happiness that this thing could bring to me. I feel like the anchor of what you were feeling like home was not welcoming. It was hurtful. It was a lack of self-love, choosing to stay here wherever you're at right now. And it's like, I can't keep staying in this energy because that means I don't respect or love myself enough. Or you come to understand that there's a love of self, that there is love for self, that there is love to be offered to yourself, whether this be in a relationship or just pursuing something that fills your soul. And so when we don't chase it for whatever reason, we think we're not good enough, again, with that feeling, I want to be the professional, or I want to appear a certain way. It's like, that was maybe the illusion of the moon. Really, why we were avoiding, I feel there was an avoidance, is because of whatever happened in the past that dictated we weren't worthy of love or good enough to experience abundance. And so I'll just stay put. That's all I'm worthy of. That's what I deserve. But I don't feel good, and I feel sad, and I have missed opportunities, and it always ends up sort of with me hurt, or me on the outside, or me looking at what I've missed. But I don't feel like it brings me success. It doesn't help move me forward in my world. It just keeps me sort of limited. It keeps me overshadowed by what's happened in the past. And the universe is like, no. Pile number 1, you're going to have success. This is a card of success. This is a card of success. Okay, and now some of you guys might want to go tap into pile 2 to maybe see what the outcome is here, because pile 2 is all about the 6 wands, which is success as well. Okay, but I feel like we weren't experiencing winning with the universe, and we might have felt very out of balance, and it wasn't aligned with our authenticity. I think it took us a long time, okay, and with this full moon, to really express what we feel emotionally tied to, what we love, what we connect to with our soul. This is all about emotions, feelings, expressing self. But I feel like we couldn't take action on it for whatever reason, the sabotage, the fears, the false beliefs. And now this is why we have the devil here, like I said in the card layout, on her head, scarf with the red. The devilish beliefs were ways of thinking that made me feel like I deserve to suffer or stay here. Because I think you experience a lot of loss and suffering and situations that didn't feel very good. And you might have surrounded yourself with that sort of thing. People, situations, circumstances that became your norm with the home. But you don't need to hang around with that anymore. That's what you're realizing, okay? And you're understanding it's your own thought process telling you that you deserve to be this or that. And so it's not true, but I feel like there is this energy that comes with, I don't know, for some of you guys, it's been your whole life since experiencing a loss of that victim energy, like you experienced something here. And then it became your story and your environment. And so you've built worlds around this. And so it could be like your identity. That's what you've experienced. That's what you've known, even though it hasn't been pleasant. And so now it's like there's this beautiful, pleasant thing, you know? And it's like, am I good enough, ready enough, prepared enough? Look, okay, and how will I be looking on the outside here to it? Because it's out of my sort of realm of understanding of how I could be, because it's a big change. But I think it physically takes physical movement here. Like we have this bodily autonomy and this Botox here. Like you have to physically maybe move yourself into a new, it would require you physically maybe to like pick yourself out of some surrounded home situation, circumstance towards a new one. But I feel like there's still movement towards this. So I think the realization is heading towards this would mean leaving a situation, you know, but I feel it's a sturdy situation that's been building over time that you've had to be sort of committed to, because we can't be in this sort of passive energy no more, I feel. And I feel we can't take with this oppression and this 10 wands, this old energy anymore. Like with the meteor swarm, this oppression with the 10 wands, and even this isolation, I feel like we see and understand the heaviness, the severity of the environment we've actually been under. We've been under attack, you know, obviously maybe not physically, but under attack, emotionally, spiritually, authentically. It's been misaligned. And we've been tricking ourselves potentially with this snake energy, but there's a need to shed the old way of thinking, the old version of us, align with this new beautiful blessing that might show us abundance for the first time, unconditional love of ourselves for the first time, our self-worth for the first time, which might have slowly just, you know, disappeared over time, or we forgot who we were. And so we might have been very defensive and guarded and needed to find balance and all of that type of stuff. But I feel like it's a no-brainer decision here, and I don't feel you are alone. I feel like you have, and like I said, with this, the community, it's like you're being aligned with your community of people, person, place, thing that's really aligned to you. It's authentically you. But it's kind of new because it takes you out of this current environment. It's a change, but I feel it is more home than the home you've been in. And that's quite heavy, like heavy because it's like, wow, we realize maybe how much time we've spent with that Saturn energy, like trying to maintain another environment here that's been very challenging. Revenge. I think your inner child, this part of you is fighting for abundance. It's been fighting for you to align with blessings, for your self-worth, what you're worthy of, success there, without you suppressing, denying, or self-sabotaging, you know? Because I feel like you've been cutting yourself off of this beautiful abundance with your mind, with your understanding, with different sort of aspects of maybe what you told yourself. But this environment is one which you cannot breathe here no more. Like you can't stay here no more with the 10 wands, okay? But I feel like it is a happy thing, but it is overwhelming for sure. But it's a happy thing, and it's success here with this world. So if there's any fear of having success in this new world, it's eliminated. I feel like there, okay, so I think initially, okay, there's something coming through now. Initially, why maybe we couldn't decide, like I was talking about, you know, not knowing if you were going to succeed, blah, blah, blah. I think those were all things we were throwing out there rather than looking at the real truth of the matter. And the real truth of the matter was we already knew or know. Okay, I feel like there's a knowing, a deep knowing here that you will be successful. This is aligned. There is success here to align you to this thing that feels like home. I don't think there's any doubt about this anymore. If there was, I think that doubt that you had was moonlight. The doubt was really stemmed from thoughts and was your own story in order to protect you from looking at the real truth. Because I think the real truth fear in the subconscious was letting go of the story of the thing here that kept aligning you to the lack of abundance, the reason why you might have thought you deserved to be suffering in a situation. Okay, there's a lot of, I don't know, settling, suffering. It's not good energy. But I think you finally accept that there's no more success here and you don't deserve to be here in this energy. So let's see. We'll pull 3 more cards here then to see where is, well, let's just see. What is the outcome here then for pile 1? What is this understanding all about? What is being revealed to pile 1 then with this full moon? 3 Pentacles in reverse. What is being revealed to pile 1? Spirits, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. Page of Wands in reverse. And finally, if that wants to come out, it will. It kind of looked like the Magician. Look at this, 6 of Wands. It fell here. I'm going to leave that here. Pile number 2 is the 6 of Wands if you're drawn to it. 1 more card, Spirit. So success. Here's the Moon. And there's the Page of Swords. Okay. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay. Pile number 1. So, child, page, early understanding. We finally come to some clarity, some understanding where there has been a lot of confusion, keeping you sort of in that energy I talked about, okay? But now we have an understanding. It's the early stage of knowing what was keeping us where we were at. And there was a lot of fear. And there was a lot of seeing through moonlight because we believe stories, you know, of past things, circumstances, situations, that we were deserving of this or that or whatever. None of it was true. We're coming out of that. There's a clearer understanding now. Okay, that was really, really limiting you from working with someone or creating something, manifesting in your world, either taking that job, going into that relationship, building that community, whatever it was blocked here. Okay, you weren't pursuing it. It's like, I want to pursue it and it fires me up and maybe there's more here, but it's like, no. Like whatever the moonlight story was, kept winning. The moonlight kept winning. And now it's like the moonlight no longer wins because I see through the moonlight now, my own stories, my own inhibitions, whatever it was. I am confident enough. Okay, 9 Pentacles. This is the most confidence we can pull from the tarot because the 9 Pentacles, I don't know if I said 9 Wands, 9 Pentacles is the card of being completely whole in our own, and this is why we got this vitality, sensuality, and bodily autonomy. It's like me on my own. I could sustain myself. I feel confident in my own ability. I could stand on my own 2 feet and have success and win with whatever decisions I make because I don't need anything or anyone to dictate my happiness or my success. So this is all about success, 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 not dictated by past circumstances, not dictated by outcomes and what other things or people are going to do or say. Okay. And so I feel like you're going to have success in this movement. And I think this is going to build your confidence. And I also feel like it's going to, like, you have all the resources maybe that you felt either you couldn't have or wouldn't have to make this choice or this decision. And this is what you come to understand. It's like, I am this that I never saw. Like, I think you finally see yourself in an accurate light, in the light of somebody who is capable. Yeah. And I feel like the environment here allows us to succeed. And it appreciates and celebrates us. But more importantly, it's like, it's not just about how other people see us. It's how we feel. We feel success. We feel confident in ourselves. You know, it's not a pretend one or where other people were keeping us feeling, I don't know, like how other people might have temporarily fixed our confidence, a confidence fix. You know, like temporarily I looked better, felt better, but it was really not me. It was injected by my circumstances. I don't know, like temporary people, situations that would come and go. So it would keep me feeling okay, but it wasn't generated from the inside out. And with all the community cards I was seeing, even with home, I feel like finally we feel home. Finally we're seen and supported and celebrated. And so we start to develop that from the inside out. It's like true confidence, true winning, you know? I don't feel empty inside. I don't feel like it's a show or like it's a put on. And I think this makes you feel really, really, really good. And so, yeah, it's beautiful energy here. But this is what you start to see and understand about yourself. And I feel like you don't feel alone. And we might have been very anxious about, yeah, like there's a lot of like anxiousness or like, I don't know. I almost feel like clinging to the victim mindset or story because that's all we've known. But I feel there's a lot of support. There's a lot of, I don't know, like gentleness here in helping you develop this inner confidence so that you go from feeling I can do this to successfully doing it and then being appreciated and like feeling very much like you want to be seen, or maybe in the past you wanted to maybe not be seen, or I feel like you always wanted to be seen, but it never, I don't know, you never felt it authentically from the inside. Wow. Okay. Well, pile number one, this is your reading. I feel like it's a major end of some cycle here. And you realize what you absolutely deserve for yourself. But I do feel it stemmed from having the right people, place, and opportunity to help foster this growth within you. That's been taking some time. And I feel like there's still more here of strength that you could develop. But finally, we can start to see where we were getting in our own way or understand things about ourselves, which I feel is absolutely beautiful. You know, and we want nothing to do with the past energy of self. I feel like you're wanting to detach from that. Whereas in the past, there was a lot of anxiety around detaching from that or releasing that or coming to terms with that because we were clinging to it, the world we knew, even though it was telling us we weren't deserving of something better, greater, you know? So, beautiful angels, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number two, you guys picked the card of success, which is 6 Pentacles. I keep thinking this is 6 Wands for some reason. Not 6 Wands, 6 Pentacles. Okay, and then the butterfly and this stone right here. So we are looking at this full moon eclipse in Virgo. What sort of energy is coming through that is highlighting something to you that's being recognized and understood by you with this full moon energy? Okay, so we have all the cards here that I've pre-shuffled. I've not looked at these. And so if we're working to develop our intuition, I do ask you to sit through the card layout, something you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this pile makes sense to you and resonates for you. Okay, if it doesn't, then go check out another pile or another reading. Although all my readings are timeless, so whenever you click on the reading was meant to find you as long as it resonates with your intuition. Okay, so let's sit with this first energy here. So 6 Pentacles is all about a balanced, equal reciprocity. I mean, sometimes we're in the giving mode, and so we're generous. We have abundance of stuff we have to give, and sometimes we are on the receiving end. And there's generosity here from others or situations that are presenting itself. So there's something about balance here. Okay, but I can't help but keep tapping into this 6 wands type energy with the success, because 6 wands is all about having victory, being seen as successful by others, having wins in situations where we're celebrated. So butterflies talk about transformation, the liberation, being free, but it's like the final stage, because the butterfly goes through all of its metamorphosis, and then the final stage is the butterfly. And here we have a stone that's definitely talking about, because you see the different layers. And so in order to create these different layers, there's a lot of different situations over time that had to develop in order to create the striation here. A very, very, very long time, over a certain period of time. I feel like there's time coming through here. There's a period of time where things took some time to develop, even to get to this butterfly phase. Like this butterfly first is like the organism, the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and then the butterfly. So something took some process here. And now there's this being revealed to us, like all of these different layers of the stone are looking back on all the things that have happened to create this beautiful stone. Let's see. Let's lay out these cards, and it might become very clear to us what this is all about. So I don't want to flip it that way. I'll do it like this. Okay, so 20, will, wisdom, and mind. Oh my goodness. Will, wisdom, and mind. Mind, body, and spirit. So number 20 is the number 2, which is all about balance. Card 6 Pentacles is all about balance, duality, choices. Okay, and then we have the Thief, 33. So 33 is a master number. It means reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and it's also about harmony. Thief could be 7 swords type energy. And this little thief is climbing a ladder to get into an open window. And he's wearing all black. Okay, the thief. Now, we're not going to take words so literal, okay, because it's energy that we're tapping into here. And we have resist as a keyword. And the oracle card we have is this cash. Okay, cash. So 6 Pentacles could certainly represent cash. Cash could be the pentacle realm, something material here, being received or being given. But we have thief here, so let's see, what is this about? And we have Sun and Jupiter. Oh my goodness, number 5. So this is probably the biggest energy we can pull. Jupiter is an abundant planet. Yeah, it's like a big luck. And I mean, Sun is huge. This is very positive energy with the Sun. Okay, but 5 is about change. It's also about loss. And we have this thief here. Sun and Jupiter. So we have Leo and we have Sagittarius energy. But why do we have, let me see. I'm going to read this. It'll be brief, but what is this Sun-Jupiter energy telling us here? It says in primitive, you insist that others bow before you because you are the Sun King. Requiring constant grandiose admiration, you demand that others worship your every move. Adaptive, your largesse of talent and good luck nourishes the betterment of the world. Your greatest gift is your ability to be generous with all your gifts. Well, this is the card of generosity. Okay, evolving, benevolence and humility emanate from your being. Your lighthouse is so bright that all can find shelter in your wisdom and manifestation of good in the world. in conjunct opposition square. In the primitive state, you can't manage your surges of energy and inspiration. You feel entitled to worship and wrestle with delusions of grandeur. Adaptive, you become adept at showing up larger than life without intimidating or overwhelming others. Wisdom and knowledge emanate from the core of your being. Evolving, you are a personification of hope, optimism, and joy. Your positivity is contagious. Okay. Interesting energy. Let's keep going. Red cage with capture, 26, or the number 8. 8 is about movement, change, attainment. 8 is strength, Leo energy coming through again. Leo could represent the ego. Well, strength's all about courage or animal instinct. We know when to move forward and when to sort of be held back, which was this energy. Knowing how to control something, have balance with something here. Okay, 8 is also star energy. Star is Aquarius. Could be about our visions of what we want to attain. But star is about healing. And we have Jupiter and abundance. So more Jupiter energy. Sagittarius. So 7 is about faith, wisdom, a reflection, and understanding. 7 is Chariot. It's all about success, balance, abundance. Okay. And then we have Chalice. Revelry, intoxication, and generosity. Again with the generosity. Intoxication, which we were getting from this one. Ace of Cups. Look at the overflow of, well, it looks like wine here, but Ace of Cups talks about emotions, something being expressed. And here we have young woman in blue. Blue is all about self-expression here. Could be symbolizing the emotions. Young woman, feminine energy, definitely emotions. The adversary. So there's an enemy here. Who is the enemy? Adversary, okay. We'll put the adversary with the thief. And we have organization. So we have Mercury in Capricorn. Number 10. 10 is about completions, ends of cycles, transformation, which we got with the butterfly. So Scorpio energy. I'm also getting Virgo with this wheat. Okay, and this is all about the full moon eclipse in Virgo. Yeah. And I'm getting bowls here, so Taurus. So heavy earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo I'm getting from this card of organization. Okay. And we have moon in Gemini with adaptability. The number 3. Adaptability. Okay. And we have menace. Oh my goodness, you guys, look how similar this is. The open window. This guy's going in, and he has sort of those sneaky eyes, and here we see the sneaky eyes looking out. Menace, thief, and the adversary is certainly a menace. Oh my goodness, what is this about? Okay, we have the ship. Ship is all about movement, travel. This ship is in a baby pond, though, or a baby pool. Looks like, you know, those pools we buy for the kids to play outside. Like, where's it going to go? We see the ladder here, which is very similar to this ladder. Getting into this baby tub. More water. 3 came out here, so 2 3s. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony, which we talked about. Did we see another 3 here? Yeah, look at this, 33. I was wondering, that sounded familiar. So we have 4 3s. Okay, 3 is about growth, relationships, initial success. 3 is Empress, which is abundance. Taurus energy, which we were feeling from this. Okay, Libra energy as well. 3 is also Hangman. which is becoming enlightened, potentially seeing things from a different perspective. Here he's going in, here he's looking out. Okay, and 3 is also world, which could be a successful conclusion of something. So let's see, we have ash with this tree. So ash is a very, very, very strong, sturdy wood, okay, from this tree, ash tree. And look at the roots here. It's almost as big as this tree. So tree talks about health, stability, security. Could be your family lineage. Could be, yeah, like the roots of something here taking shape. Okay, I just heard Ashley as well, so could be confirmation for some of you guys. Moon dance with celebration. So I'm getting 3 cups, moon dance, celebration. And 2 people here in the center of the moon. Okay, and then we have mature woman. We also had this young woman. So young woman could be an immature or not as experienced, and here we have mature. 6, coming back to the 6 pentacles. 6 is also lovers, which could be a choice, which you got with number 2. Okay. Okay, and then we have this swarm of bees. I think that's upside down. Yeah, look at this. A swarm of bumblebees or wasps. Someone's hand. A swarm of bees. Okay, well, bees, if they're bumblebees, they pollinate and they work together. Let's put them over here. But these look like wasps. I don't know. Okay, and then there's a hand here. So I'm going to spread this out a little because I didn't know how much room I had. Like I said, I don't look at these cards, and I want to keep these sort of together, these things here. So what do we have? Let's do that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to channel, so you guys can go ahead and skip in the timestamp. Okay, and hopefully this becomes clear once we lay all the tarot, because I'm not sure. Today's reading's been interesting. Okay, so give me a second. Oh, wisdom in mind. Okay, interesting. Super interesting. Beautiful people. Pile number 2. I think you've been in a situation that's been making you feel stuck or trapped. Okay, but it's your own self that's done this, okay? I don't know. You will realize this because we're looking at the full moon eclipse and what's being realized to you. You're not really stuck, but you are in a way, okay? Because I feel like your emotions, your own involvement, your own inexperience dealing with your emotions is what's kept you stuck in a situation. Now, some of you guys have been dealing with someone, okay, or a situation that felt threatening to you. It feels threatening because it has you hostage in some way. Someone doesn't want to cooperate. This situation isn't giving. This thing is, this person's being, I feel like they're my enemy, or like they're taken away from me, or they're like opposing me in some way. But I don't think this is real. Okay, it has been real to you, and this is what you've experienced for sure. Okay, because this situation or this person hasn't been working with you or flowing with you. So you've been stung. For sure, you've been stung. But I feel like it's because of your own energy and your ability to understand your own emotions and how to navigate and know how to find balance. And so I feel like there is this situation that maybe you've been, it does feel very one-sided here. Okay, it feels one-sided here, but you've had to explore And you've really had to understand yourself. And you've really had to go through a certain experience here to find balance within yourself so that you know how to contribute, when to be involved, when to take things personal, when not to, and how to regulate yourself, like not constantly be in the same energy or you get the same results. And I feel like what you were getting was not optimal for you. You kept getting something that made you feel like maybe you weren't, like attaining what you wanted, or it wasn't fair, or felt like it was one-sided. And so I feel like there's this aha moment within yourself that no one in that situation, no circumstance is going to be able to just change on a whim or change based on what you've been doing. That the only control and understanding you have here is one in which you understand your own investment, your own involvement, your own emotions. So I feel like this has been something you've been involved with, dancing with, having to adapt to. And so I feel like there's a regulation of understanding of emotions that is more productive for you in order for you to benefit from a situation that I feel you felt held hostage or wasn't going anywhere. It's like there could be more. Like, look at this big ship, but it's like a little pond here and it can't move. It can't progress. It feels caged and stuck. And even this butterfly, right before it turns into this butterfly, it's in a chrysalis, which it's really confined. It thinks it's dying. It really thinks it's dying. And then right when it's sort of suffocating, it breaks out of that chrysalis and then it flies free. And it's in this final transformative state. It's liberated. I feel there's a situation that's transforming here, but the insight we have is our own involvement. Because I feel like there was this lack of balance in your situation, but really it was a regulated need for balance of self. So we have resist, and then we have this like generosity, and it's like these two worlds, like something that might not be balanced at all. And it's like these two worlds that, resisting or over-investing, emotionally overflowing. But I feel like it all boils down to self-regulation, self-balance, self-understanding, with this will, wisdom in mind. It's like coming into harmony. And I feel this has taken a lot of time and a lot of trials and tribulations. Like this worked, this didn't work. I remember this point in my time where there was a lot of that. And it's like, we could see now. We see when I was like this, I got these results. And I remember when I was like that, these results. And now like there's a looking at what outcome happened based on our own energy output. And then there is this understanding that we were creating these roots. And these roots, I think, are twofold. One is like we're more rooted in understanding our own emotions, developing ourselves as this beautiful, mature woman so we can make better decisions. And I think it also impacts a situation here which might have seemed not very healthy, like there's more organization here than maybe we had thought. Maybe there's more roots here than maybe we had thought. There's more abundance here than maybe we had thought. There's something to celebrate here that we weren't celebrating. There's a way to work together without getting stung or only looking at the stinging of a situation. So I feel like we see our situation and who we're dealing with differently. So it creates a different engagement. Because I do feel like you were looking at your situation as being threatening, limiting, taking from you. People were against you, annoying, that sort of a thing. And now it's like, I see my situation as developing. It's it's allowing me to engage with myself in a way that helps me to connect to myself, to feel myself, to come into balance with myself, to see more abundance about what this could be for me and what I have within myself. There's a lot of growth here. I feel you feel or have felt taken advantage of or stepped on or used or something like this, you know? But it's like what comes through is like no one can use you really, you know? Like, yes, shame on me if something happens, or shame on you if something happens that I'm not expecting or I was trusting, but like shame on me if I continue. And so I feel like there's this understanding you have of knowing yourself, because I feel you do have a lot to offer and you don't have anything to prove, you know, and maybe we thought we had to prove ourselves or prove something where we were absolutely depleting ourselves. I said, we don't have to do this. Let me see, because I'm not quite sure I'm getting it all. So let's see, Spirit, for pile number 2, what is this full moon energy being revealed, highlighting to pile number 2 about themselves? What is this full moon energy highlighting? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. What is this full moon eclipse bringing energetically for pile number 2 in regards to this reading? So we have the Lovers in reverse. I do got to cover this. Should we use the rock or the card? Let's use a card. It says eclipse. Oh my goodness. Celebrate cycles. So you guys, most of you guys will be watching during the full moon eclipse here in Virgo. Okay, but not all of you guys. So this is definitely confirming this timeline with the eclipse, but the cycle, because I do feel like we have been in some holding pattern cycle that could either continue the same or the choice is ours. Like I said, with the Lovers, the choice. Okay, we were getting that from this number 6, and the choice is to understand cycles, to have more involvement in cycles. How do I contribute to this cycle? How do I have more control and regulate my emotions? How do I get more balance? And I feel by doing all of this, we don't feel as chained, stuck. We might not see out there as like a threat. Like there's something to celebrate here. Okay, with the Lovers in reverse, we have Gemini energy. It's all about a choice, but the reverse is what is like a partnership that wasn't working, something imbalanced, something blocked. What is this about, spirits? Pile number 2. The Fool in reverse, something blocked, something that wasn't progressing. Aquarius energy. We had too much baggage to carry forward. Something did feel very foolish because when we repeat cycles, yeah, look at this. We understand our situation. We're starting to understand and see through a situation that was stuck, wasn't progressing. Maybe we were acting foolish. I feel we were acting foolish, you guys. Okay, like, but live and learn experience. And when I say foolish, it's like, what is the definition of insanity? Doing cycles, doing repeating things and expecting different outcomes. Okay, but I feel to celebrate cycles, the celebration is like we're experiencing an experience different than we were in the past, whereas we felt limited, stuck. It's like it's now we see something as secure, healthy. It's getting organized in some way here. It's not feeling limiting and stuck as it might have. There's the Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy. So Hierophant in reverse could be this. A lot comes through with this. Okay, sometimes this is like our own belief is going against the grain here in some way. Okay, with this Hierophant in reverse, it's like I have these unorthodox ways of engaging and behaving that aren't aligned with other people's expectations or ideas of me. Okay, so I might feel like your situation is requiring you to be unorthodox, and we might have been in one energy that was trying to create structure or organization. And this situation is something that maybe we had to adapt differently. You know, it was very stuck here. Let's see. Let's get some more. Spirits, clear and concise message here for pile number 1. Why is this Lovers here in reverse? Why is the Lovers in reverse? Something stuck with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Why is this Fool here, Spirit? Why is the Fool in reverse? Let's leave it like it fell. 4 Pentacles, something stuck. And finally, why is this Hierophant here in reverse? The 6 Pentacles in reverse, and here we have 6 Pentacles in the upright. Okay, so 8 Pentacles. These bumblebees. Okay, situation. We're understanding, okay, because this is all about what's becoming known to you or understood by you. Your situation, circumstance right now has been stuck, is probably stuck. Okay, some of you guys might have wanted some form of health, stability, some growth, something like this, feeling like it's stuck, it's not moving or trapped. That sort of an energy becomes understanding of a mindset, your own mindset and your own involvement, how you contribute to a situation is going to dictate how a situation flows. Okay, I feel like you've been stuck in a cycle with maybe somebody or something that hasn't been moving, flowing. And I feel like there's a lot of you, regardless if this person or the situation is stuck, you sort of hanging on to an old way of being or understanding that was your familiarity, how you've always been, how you engage. You know, this is how my emotions are. This is how I engage. And it's like all we've learned is blocking a road, a path, a collaboration or a cooperation or a commitment or some further understanding of a situation that could benefit us, could give to us, could become balanced. And so we have to choose. And I think we kept choosing to be the same or choosing to understand it in one fashion. And it's like now I begin to understand things differently. I can now see my situation as being stuck because of my own involvement. Okay, now this doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's like you say, well, it's all my fault that this was stuck. No, it's saying I now understand and see that I have more control within how I can navigate and understand with my emotions, how I contribute, how I show up, how I commit, that isn't attached to an understanding that I've always kept or understood something to have to be, because that was stemmed from the old me or the old baggage or an old thing that kept me in a cycle, that kept me in an old belief, that kept things hung up, that kept me sort of really attached or hanging on to this understanding that I have. And so I feel like there's this knowing what to energetically work towards, you know, like what do I want to work towards? And having this new understanding allows you to be proactive because now you can put energy towards something that can actually manifest and build. Not stay stagnant and stuck in a world where we cross our fingers and our toes, hoping that there's change or that we want to see something or we understand something different, but we keep banging our head up against the wall. Because I feel like you are really clinging to your understanding or what it was that you were doing to your own demise or to the detriment of something progressing or moving here. So it was very, very imbalanced. So you kept giving to it or you weren't seeing any results from it. Or as like I said, situation was taking from it. So you felt like drained, like this situation is taking from me. This is against me. This is not working with me. It's more pain than it is celebration or, you know, it's like that sort of a thing. But it's like, well, were we choosing to hang on to the situation? Were we choosing to remain engaged in it in the same way? Or are we now seeing through how we can be a little different here? Because I feel like this experience is highlighting something to you about yourself. But let's see, because I feel like we're still only partially seeing this story. But definitely something stuck here and imbalanced and understood by you in some way. And with the page, it's like a new understanding, a new way of seeing something. Okay, and the Hierophant in reverse could be like non-committal energy. And this is like a committed energy, because this is time, energy, effort, dedication towards something consistently. But that actually has results here. Okay, so we might have to be unorthodox in what we commit to and how we commit, and be more adaptable rather than Four Pentacles. So let's see, Spirit, what am I missing here for pile 2? What is this message all about? Clear and concise message. Can we answer pile 2's questions in regards to this situation? 10 Cups in reverse. Pile 2's reading here. What is this message about for pile number 2? Death in reverse, Scorpio energy. And we have the Knight of Pentacles now in the upright and the 9 Pentacles. Okay, why is this 10 of Cups here, Spirit? We have the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Why is this Death card in reverse here? The 9, sorry, not the 9, 6 Swords in reverse. Why is this Knight and the 9 Pentacles here? I'm going to leave that right here. Hermit, Virgo energy. Why is this 9 Pentacles and this one right here? These two. So we have 2 Wands and the Ace of Wands in reverse. And finally, we have 7 Cups. Okay. Alrighty. Beautiful people. You have a situation that I think was emotionally taxing on you, because I feel like you have a big heart here, but we need to regulate our emotions is really what I'm getting. And how do we do this? We have to understand ourselves profoundly, deeply. Okay, we can't just let emotions just run wild, because running wild with emotions are a lot of times driven by circumstances of the past, understandings, fears, subconscious ways of being. Reverse Hierophant could even mean like we were acting in a certain way that wasn't in line with the situation because of, for whatever reason, past beliefs, past ways of being. But I feel like there's something about your emotions, okay, that were needing to be understood by yourself, by you. Okay, and I feel like your situations created a lot of uncertainty here. And if we don't even see that we have other options, other possibilities, okay, like I could be like this, I can engage like that, I have control like this, or I could answer like that, I could understand my situation to be this, or I can engage with it being like that. Like there's so many possibilities here. And so with the 4 Pentacles, I feel you were pegging yourself or understanding your situation to be one way and one way only. And so we were preventing coming towards this optimal sort of outcome with the 10 Cups, because 10 Cups is the ultimate fantasy of what something could be, like a relationship with someone, or like the ideal circumstance situation emotionally here, abundant. And so I feel like we were having a very difficult time releasing, moving on from feeling stuck to a person or a situation seeing some fantasy not play out, like not understanding, being sort of tossed about or feeling restrained because we weren't seeing the different opportunities or potential that we had involvement with that tied back to our own emotions that will allow us to make movement. But we have to understand our own ability, our own confidence to make movement for ourselves. So I feel like you connecting to this confidence, you connecting to your own agency, I feel here to make decisions and moves, and confidence allows things to flow, to move. Okay, because I feel like maybe in the past where we had a decision to make that would require us to release, that would require us to move on from something, we weren't choosing, or we were not listening to what we were being called to move towards. We were resisting. We were beating our head up against the wall, forcing something in some way, like with that Hierophant in reverse, to be exactly what we were thinking we wanted to see or experience in a situation, because we had 4 pentacles. I'm going to hang on to this understanding I have, or the way that this thing is, so much so that it doesn't allow there to be movement. But now with the Page of Swords, there's an understanding, looking, there's so many choices, there's so many ways, there's so many things I can choose, but I have to choose. I can't be stagnant and stuck, but it would require me to release, to move from a situation that's been very stuck, that I've been choosing to be stuck to, committing to, giving to, consistently here. It's like, no, I can see and understand now. I see my own emotions. I see how I was contributing emotionally to a situation, but most importantly, I understand my own emotions now, that I am in control to make different decisions. And this is like the ability to do it alone. Like, you're not needing buy-in from anyone. You're not requiring any more resources. You have what it takes here to move forward and to put yourself together. And I feel like there's flow here because of this. I'm no longer feeling stuck. Okay, so I do feel there's like one more sort of round here for you to see. But I feel like the understanding really is the decisions in front of you and the power you have and the confidence that you now can connect to make different decisions. So let's see. Final round here for pile number 2. What do they need to know then about this full moon eclipse in Virgo, about their situation, spirits? What does pile number 2 need to know? Clear and concise message. Any questions they might still have regarding this situation. So we have 7 pentacles and the 6 of pentacles in reverse. Giving to a situation that wasn't producing. Being extra generous. Over giving. Over investing. 2 pentacles. The choice is ours. So maybe we felt like we couldn't go on because we didn't feel we connected to the 9 pentacles. But we weren't getting what we needed. Very imbalanced here with the 6 pentacles in reverse. And it's like, I need balance, but balance is a choice. There's the Magician. So all the tools, understanding that you have all the tools to make decisions happen. So we have heavy Virgo energy, which is this full moon in Virgo. Gemini energy, which you got with the Lovers. But it's like understanding, reflecting enough on how we can manifest and make things happen. How can we find it within ourselves? I think you connect to that finally, to make a decision, to pull yourself out of turbulent situations which were very one-sided and not producing. Look at that. So we didn't have regulated emotions. We were over giving. We were over emotional. We kept giving. There's this understanding. Pages, the early stages of finally understanding something. Coming to see our situation, I think, very clearly here. 5 cups, 9 wands, and the Lovers. Again, with the Lovers, Gemini energy. And the 9 wands is in reverse. So that's a surrender. And we have replenish. The sun will rise and we will try again. Well, we had cycles in the last one. Okay, so Beautiful people. And we have the 9 swords. It's under 9 swords. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So we have a situation that we're dealing with. I don't think it's the end of your situation, but I think it's the change of your situation that you come to understand. Because I feel your situation has been very stock, fixed, not producing, like I said. Okay, but a big part of it is how you engage and do the dance here. I feel there's something about your emotions that need to get regulated here. Okay, really need to get regulated. I think you're working with yourself to understand and see this more intimately. You might have had to pull away your energy, but I feel like there's a connecting to what's within your power so that you can manifest what you want to see. And I feel like there's a lot of the past of the situation that wasn't working very well. Okay. And I feel like it would require you, like we saw with the Death in reverse, to release something or trust in the divine here. And we still don't see, we're still kept in the dark here about how will something solidify or take roots, or the health of something here. So there's a lot of anxiety around this, like surrendering and not contributing here to something. There's lots of anxiety, but I feel like there's a knowing and an understanding that I must surrender in order for me to give life to a situation, to allow something to change and flow here with this Lovers. So for a lot of you guys, could be a relationship that felt very, very stuck. A situation or a circumstance that seemed like a dead end. Okay, that we're doing cycles or like repeating things here. But I feel like with this Lover's path now in the upright, there's like a replenishment of energy, a revitalization where things have been very stuck and one-sided and lopsided and turbulent. It's like it doesn't necessarily matter so much. What matters here is now your newfound understanding of what's in your control, how you understand yourself to be. Doesn't matter what we are seeing with our eyes or knowing what is going to be the outcome here. We're not driven by the emotions so much so where we're now stuck, stuck to a person, stuck to a situation so much where it becomes draining. So I see you surrendering. I see there being a disappointment in what has happened in the past. But I also see there being this newfound zest and infusing a situation with this new energy that allows there to be manifestation that's more aligned with movement and revitalization that opens up a path. Okay, and so I don't see a world, so I don't see a closing of a cycle, but I do see an early stage of seeing things differently or cutting through a lot of these confusion. And so I feel the choice is really yours. And maybe you felt in the past like the choice was sitting with someone else, or the situation had more power over you and your emotions, that it was dictating whether it was giving or stealing your energy, and now it's like, no, I don't have to be at the mercy of this, because I feel like a big part of your 4 Pentacle understanding or engagement was the anxiety around not seeing or understanding something. It's like, I could surrender, fully surrender. I'm no longer in that dance. I no longer want to stay looking at situations that don't work for me. Like, we're done with this. I don't think it feels good. Look at that 4 Wands. Yeah, so whatever was not rooted, because I feel like something wasn't coming together. This is the Community card. This is coming together. This is union, milestone. Okay, sometimes it's the marriage. It's my 1111, which sometimes symbolizes twin flames if you're resonating with the Lovers in this 4 Wands being a connection. It's like a coming together, laying the roots, being able to work together with these bees where maybe there was a lot of stinging, and with the cycles, it's like time and time again, I kept getting stung. We weren't working together. It wasn't creating. It's very lopsided. This is about balance and harmony. Okay, but I feel like we were needing to find balance. We were needing to find our own emotional balance without letting the anxiety take the wheel and our emotions sort of be all over the place, up and down. Okay, but it really is you connecting and reflecting and maybe even pulling away, like I said, and really understanding yourself and where the power lies in your own manifestation. I feel like you also speak a truth here with the Page and this Magician. Communicates Maybe your disappointment around something and your ability to finally surrender here. But there is life given with this replenish. Yeah, even the lovers here with Gemini, communication. So there's positive communication, I feel, that gives life to something here that maybe was draining you, like someone was draining you, someone wasn't on the same page, someone was hurting you, situation. You know, and I feel like even with these eyes, it's like I didn't understand or see clearly what this person or situation was about. So I was threatened. But it's like once we turn the light on and we understand and we see, it's like what we thought was threatening, what we thought was maybe our own involvement with something here. And I feel like the celebration's giving me in this moon dance like 3 cups. And there's some form of coming together, celebration, because I do feel something comes together in a way that allows something to move or overcome something here that was very, very stuck. And we might have not have been able to tell the truth from illusion here because we were kept in the dark. You know, and I think it created a lot of this anxiety, not seeing, not knowing, not understanding. It's like now I can see and speak, and it doesn't have a hold of my emotions so much here. So pile number 2, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys picked the Tower card and the potted plant for your pick. We're looking at the full moon eclipse in Virgo. And like I mentioned, all my readings are timeless. So if you're clicking outside of the posting, the messaging could still be your message as long as it resonates for you guys. Okay. And we also picked these 3 stones, which I was saying it felt like a bean, very smooth. So we're going to take a look at what this energy is. Okay. I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. And we are looking at what is this new moon in Virgo energy bringing forward in regards to what's being revealed or understood by you energetically here. Okay, so tap into your own intuition, which you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this message makes sense for you. Okay, only you can do this. So let's start with this card. Tower is always required when we're needing to have a shift, for things to grow and for things to change and for things to, I feel like sometimes it's required in order for things just to shift, you know, and sometimes towers are unpleasant, but sometimes tower could just signify an unexpected thing. So we have this potted plant, which is all about growth, new beginnings, but this plant looks like it's way bigger than the pot. I think we've outgrown something here. And so it requires us, to maybe dismantle this pot in order to get a pot that actually sustains us. With this nature, I think there's an organic growth of outgrowing something here is what I feel. Okay, so we have this bean, and the bean, what I'm getting is, you know, the Jack and the Beanstalk, where he plants the bean and then the vine grows. Over time, it becomes so big. I feel like there's something we planted that's organically growing, and I feel like it's getting very big. And like, look, you guys are the only ones that got 3 stones. So it's like there's no room. It's just like they're multiplying here. We need more space. Something's growing. Yeah, I feel something is growing here and requiring some form of dismantling in order for there to be space. So we're going to go through your cards. If you guys are in tune with your intuition, then you can certainly skip ahead to the channeling. But if you are developing your intuition in order to tell whether this is your pile, then sit through this card layout and come up with something you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your pile. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this quickly, and I'm going to go use the washroom. I'm going to come right back, and we'll go through your cards. All right, give me a sec. Okay, pile number 3. Let's take a look at your cards, shall we? We have the One of Scrolls on track. Okay. And we have the Eight of Forces, the lightning bolt. So one scroll, maybe one plan of action to get us on track here. A scroll, if it's wound up, we might not see the plan or the map. See a clock here, which is divine timing. Lightning bolt could be a sudden realization or shift with this tower, sudden epiphany or something sudden I'm feeling here with the lightning bolt. Let's see. We have the clock, which I was picking up from the clock here that I said divine timing. 25 or the number 7. 7 is chariot energy, which is about success, balance. Divine timing could be involved with chariots because the chariot is the universe sort of pulling us through something potentially. Okay, so let's put the clock here for now. And we have envy. So don't take words too literal here, okay? It's more the energy we're tapping into. Number 36 or the number 9. 9 is hermit energy, which is Virgo. I'm doing the full moon eclipse in Virgo, okay? So it could be significant. We see the sun here. Sun is Leo energy. Masculine energy could be about empowerment. I'm going to cover this up here. Okay, envy. And we have hesitation. Okay. And the oracle card of two people. One looks like they're defending themselves or holding back in some way, and one looks offensive, like it's on the going to attack with his fists in the air. So defensive, offensive, hesitation. Okay, interesting. We have number 1, the sun and the moon. Sun and moon, yin yang, masculine, feminine. We were feeling masculine from the sun. 1 is all about new beginnings. It could be Fool energy because the Fool is the first card in the major arcana. And the Fool is all about taking a risk. So a new beginning could certainly start after the fall of a tower. The sun's all about enlightenment, realization. Moon is all about receptive energy, emotions, subconscious, fears, what's hidden could be revealed. We have bleeding tooth mushroom with stagnation, 34, or the number 7. Again, 7, like I said, is chariots, but 77 is a master number, which is about to trust the fall, an adventure that arises from deep wisdom, trust of life, and trust of self, which would be that Fool energy. 7 is faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding. 7 is tower energy. So we're kicking back to this tower. Pluto and transformation. So Pluto is Scorpio, tower, Scorpio. 11. 11 is a spiritual number. It's a master number, signs, symbols, synchronicities, the encouragement to keep going. Okay, Pluto could be this moon energy, the subconscious, what's hidden, the shadow. Okay, and then we have foundation stone, building something, steps and origins. We have the intuitive eye and then the sun, but this sun looks dark. The sun's bright. So the sun and the shadow, something being revealed about the subconscious or about the shadow, something being transformed about the shadow, maybe something, being revealed or coming to light. That might have been very fixed here with this stone. This looks like a tombstone. So the end of something, the death of something solidified maybe with the foundation stone. Here we have conversation, a bunch of people. So conversation is speaking, communicating. We have meditation. Okay, meditation. And we have idealism, sun in Aquarius. So sun and moon, sun in Aquarius. Aquarius is Uranus energy, and Uranus is the great awakener. Something being revealed. Certainly could be tower energy. Here's another 11. So we have 11 here, and where did we have 11? I thought we had 11 somewhere. Was I feeling right there? So we have 1111. Interesting. You guys might be seeing that. We have status, Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus with status. Number 2. Okay. And we have this video game console. It looks like a PlayStation controller. PlayStation controller video game. Okay, and then we have the house, the King of Hearts, and is the King of Cups. House is about stability. 4 is about stability, planning, foundation structure. Okay, and we have metal. So this metal looks like it's heated up, so it's pliable in some way. Metal, but it could form into something. And we have dark moon with the past. The past, all right. And then we have thoughts, number 16. So again, tower energy pulling through yet again with 16. Wow. Okay, and then we have this oracle card, and the sky is completely engulfed in flames. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. He looks empowered. His arms are on fire, his head's on fire, his back's on fire. He's making a fist here. He's making fists. Okay, and look at the colors here. Okay. Envy. Interesting. Clock. Okay, let me sit here with this energy, and you guys can certainly skip ahead. And let's see. Okay, beautiful people. There's quite a bit coming through here. Okay, we're looking at what is going to be highlighted and revealed to you or understood by you with this full moon eclipse in Virgo, or just whenever you click on this reading. I feel like there's been a situation that's been quite overshadowing you or maybe controlling you in some way. Okay, I don't know, there could be people, there could just be a circumstance that seemed very fixed, like there was nothing you could do about this thing. But I feel like there's a sudden shift here. There's a lot of tower energy, because I think a situation is just going to shift. And I think it's just time. You know, I don't think there's anything you do per se here, other than just it's time, because the energy is now shifting in a situation here in order for there to be a shift. And I feel like this shift allows there to be movement and a form of balance for you, some form of peace here for you. Because I feel like this situation, like I said, for a lot of you guys, you've been stuck in it for some time, you've outgrown it, or it's just not supportive of you or the dynamic you had going on there. You need more nutrients, you might need more support, you might need just a different place to sort of grow and spread out. But I feel like there's been a lack of resources or a lack of support and something in regards to your environment. But I feel like there is a shift in regards to maybe where you weren't being heard, you're now being listened to, or if there weren't, I don't know, like the right time to have the right conversations, now there is. I feel like Jack and the Beanstalk keeps coming through here, because I feel like you were just sort of, you know how the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, where he trades the cow for some beans, you know? And so he's sort of at the expense of this bean either being something very profitable or not, and taking his chances on that. And then he gets in trouble by, I guess, his grandma or whoever it was that gave him the cow to go get something from the market, and he came back with these beans. Then he throws them out the window, and then the next morning there's like this huge, like, a vine. And so that's like a tower in a way here. It was like unexpected, sudden vine that just appears, but they're still like having to go through the journey of fighting the giant, or whatever you had to do with the giant in order to come back down the vine with the goods and then live happily ever after sort of thing. So I feel like there's a situation that maybe seemed hopeless or wasn't amounting to much, that overnight it sort of changes, It changes now in a way here that I feel maybe you're sort of with this hesitation, like, can I trust this environment to be anything other than what I've experienced? If people are being extra nice, or if things are just changed here in some way, you're like, I'm not sure, like if I could trust the situation here. But I feel like it's like an overnight shift. And I think if you were sort of on the bottom, or like the underdog in some way, it's like you're now, I don't know, like no longer at the bottom. You're no longer in this sort of desolate state, whatever this thing happens to be. So I feel like there was a challenging past. I feel like maybe we felt like we were under the control of our circumstance or situation or other people. And maybe other people were engaged with us with this envy in some way, like in a way that was projecting onto us. Like projecting something here, like Jack and the Beanstalk in the status is like somebody who was less than or not as accomplished, maybe, in some way, or didn't have that level of prestige or something like this. And maybe you were judged based on that, and even with this idolism, it's like only people of that caliber, that prestige, or that level got some opportunity in some way here. But I feel like your situation is turning like very quickly here. And I feel like what was sort of a not so good situation is now working towards the good here. With this sun coming from the shadow here, I feel like there was a shadowy part of yourself that can now be utilized towards the good in this situation. It's like utilizing this part of yourself that maybe in the past seemed like it might have been a hindrance or it didn't help the situation. It now helps the situation. So, but I feel like there is a needing to be still, needing to accept. Because I feel like with this tower falling, it's like the old has to fall away. We have to what's that called again? I always forget. Acclimate to our situation. Because I feel like if we were always in a situation that we couldn't quite trust or felt on our own or something like this, it's like we have to get acclimated again and understand who we're dealing with in this situation so that we can trust and build something solid here. But I do feel like our situation is now pliable, and we could form it towards something here that is sturdy. But I do think with this hesitation, and even this guy looks a little hesitant to trust the people or the situation, it's like we then feel like we have the power to take action. Yeah, like if you guys felt bullied, in the past, or just under someone else's sort of, I don't know, like your situation might have had all the power here is what I feel. It's like now you have the power, but you're not going to be power hungry or make decisions here. Like, I don't know, like I feel like you have a change of events, a switch of circumstances here, but you're very aware of the power in which you hold. And I also feel like I was saying with the Jack and the Beanstalk and this building steps to something, I think you are now going to be able to create after this tower falls something that is sturdy, you know, a house on the level playing ground here. But we have to sort of get there still, I feel. Yeah, we have to get there still. So there's still some having to understand the players, having to understand our situation, because I feel like we have to detach from the past version of what we experienced and not engage in this current situation like we did in the past. Because maybe in the past we had to be defensive, or maybe in the past we had to be very cautious what we would say or how we'd engage. Now I feel there's a balance here. And you're no longer feeling at the mercy of feeling helpless or like you can't do anything, or there's an understanding here. So let's see what this is all about. Spirit, for pile number 3, what is this full moon eclipse in Virgo highlighting energetically to pile number 3? What is coming into pile 3's awareness? What are they coming to understand? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. Ten Swords in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. So it's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Pisces with the High Priestess in reverse. 5 Pentacles in reverse. Why is this King of Pentacles here in reverse? The Devil, Capricorn energy coming strong here with the King of Pentacles, and then the 7 Wands. Let me cover, no, I won't use a card. I'm going to use the stone. Okay, so look at all these reversals and except for the Devil. And the Devil's the only one we probably wanted to see in the reverse here. Here's the Emperor. New form of empowerment. I feel like your situation, whatever you were dealing with, people, circumstance, I feel it was holding you back. But I feel like there's this twist of events here. And I feel like you're no longer in a position where you have to fight, defend yourself, because I feel like you were in the dark. And I feel like whatever the situation is, and there's the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you had a situation where you literally felt disempowered. And whatever you were dealing with, whomever you were dealing with, could have been in an energy here that just was keeping a situation from developing or allowing you to feel like you could make moves or decisions or feel in control or build something for yourself here. And so this could definitely be a situation where we weren't sure how to navigate or detach from. We felt very chained to it, or we felt very stuck to it. But the future looked bleak here. It looked like it wasn't producing something here for us. But this is what I feel we're now gaining our own control and our own power, our own voice, our own ability to make decisions. And I feel like in the past we were at the mercy, of this, I don't know, this situation or our status. Because I feel like there's status here. There's this Emperor. And so I feel like you're going from, I don't know, like rags to riches here is what I feel with that Five Pentacles. Our status is completely changing. The tables are turning here. So let's see, Spirit. What is this about for pile 3? Let me get some more for pile 3. Yeah, 10 swords now in the upright. So this is something coming to an end. What is this about? 6 swords moving out of the 5 swords. So something definitely changing for the better here. An environment that could support us better. Is this environment? Could it? So we have the Page of Cups in reverse. 9 Wands in reverse. So we saw the 7 Wands in reverse. Now we're seeing the 9 Wands in reverse. That's a card of surrender. Not having to fight. Look at that. 5 swords. No longer having to fight other people who might have been trying to win. I dropped 2 cards. And they drop like this. So let's see. 7 Pentacles and the High Priestess. This one's moving. Page of Pentacles, and the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, look at this. I feel you were in a situation where it seemed almost like there was no, nothing producing here. It felt almost hopeless, I feel. But I feel like there's a surrendering. There's no need to defend or be on the defensive here, or if you had to protect yourself because people were being, I don't know, like not cooperating or creating challenge. It's like the situation is no longer in that turmoil. I feel like you move on to calmer waters energetically in a situation here in which I feel wherever we were in the dark, we can now see. And we don't feel like we're sort of stuck investing in something here that seemed like it was a dead end or couldn't produce something for us. There's a new beginning here with this manifestation. Okay, and it could definitely be we were dealing with people maybe that were immature, or maybe there was, let me see. We see 2 pages here, and pages do talk about potentially something being at its early stages or something not being mature. Why is this Page of Cups here? Maybe someone owed you an apology. Hangman. Seeing things different. And then another ace. I don't read bottom of the deck in reverse. New beginning, new beginning. Okay, so you had a situation. It felt stuck. We already said stagnant. We see the potted plant. There's a change, a shift in perspective. And I feel like not only with you, but I feel like if you're dealing with people, because I do feel there's people or a person or a situation here, there's a change of perspective. If you were low man on the totem pole, or if you were wrong, or if there was an argument, if there was something here, it's now understood. There's a new turn. There's a new seeing the situation that allows there to be a new beginning. Okay, and I feel like if there was people being immature, if there was a need to apologize, like I feel like it's water under the bridge, like things are put behind you. Things can now grow. Okay, but just like I said, the beanstalk is there, the vine, we have to go up it and sort of, I don't know, confront the giant. I feel like now we have the opportunity to work with a situation or work with a person. There is a new beginning. We're sort of in control. We're back in the game. And I feel you feel empowered here, you know? Even though I don't feel like you have to defend yourself, it's like you feel in control. You feel empowered. You feel like this new beginning offers there a new opportunity for you. And coming out of all of this turmoil is freeing to you. I'm going to just pull a final message here because I'm not quite sure completely what this is telling you then about this new beginning. But I do feel there's a new opportunity here. What does pile 3 then need to know about their situation? What does pile 3 need to know about their situation? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. What is the outcome? What do they need to know? 4 swords. It's a period of reflecting, healing. There's 5 wands, which was the conflict. Many people having different opinions, feeling challenged. Page of wands. There we see strength, Leo energy. There's the moon, Pisces, Cancer in reverse, and temperance, healing, and the 9 cups. I think you were in a situation where people were just maybe playing dirty or every man for themselves or something, like, and you just felt like you couldn't be understood. You know, there was a lot of conflict, and it's like maybe you had to pull your energy back. Maybe there was time to reflect, time for people to really sort of understand their own role here. But whatever it is, I feel like there was a lot of healing, and I feel like there is coming out of this energy where we were uncertain, you know, where were people's motives? And maybe where we were sort of uncertain, you know, how would people react or how would they respond? It's like we're no longer kept in the dark. It's now become very clear to us. So I feel like you can come out with this another page energy. And I feel like this is all about being able to explore, being able to, you know, see what's sort of up that vine, what can be manifested or created, because there is a balance, there's a healing here, there's about divine timing here. And I feel like we're no longer having to be held back or cautious that someone else might, I don't know, like do something here, because I feel like you were hesitant to deal with something, or your situation wasn't trusting enough or didn't understand you. And so there is something coming from the subconscious, like I said, that's being revealed with the sun and the moon here about your situation, about the dark side of your situation that you've had to make peace with, or that becomes harmonized. And so I feel this brings you a lot of emotional happiness, because I think you've been in a lot of turmoil. And I feel like it's been challenging to find emotional happiness for yourself, for you to win, for it to be about you, because I feel like it's been about other people, maybe appeasing other people. And it's like you needed room to grow. You wanted more opportunity. You wanted to be understood. You wanted things to be cohesive. You wanted your situation to adapt here. And maybe you just, like I said, weren't, I don't know, like with the devil, like I said, like having to be chained to someone else's understanding or idea of who you are, what the situation was about. There's 6 pentacles under that. So some of you guys might be drawn to the 6 pentacle pile, which I feel was pile number, I don't know what pile that was. Pile 2, I think. Yeah, I feel like you can actually now receive and give to a situation. It's now balanced. It's now harmonized. It's now flowing. It's emotionally fulfilling. Where it might have been where you had to defend, protect, guard, arguments, not being understood. And it's like, I have to heal and pull myself out, you know? But I feel like this changes. People's perspective change. If they were envious of you or if they were not cooperating, this changes. And so you start to see this shift, you know, and this comes with all the planetary shifts going on collectively. You know, people are becoming more conscious of their own impacts that they have on people around them. So this definitely lines up with this full moon, but I think you physically see a shift in your environment with people you're dealing with. So it becomes very apparent to you, but I do feel it's like a period of time where you have to acclimate, like I said. So you're kind of hesitant, like, I don't know, maybe the situation has been something you couldn't trust in the past, or something that's hurt you in the past, or people who were immature in the past. You know, it's like, can I work with this situation? Is it going to be rewarding emotionally? Do I want to invest? I'm still cautious. I'm still held back. It's like, you don't need to be, you know, you come out of that uncertainty. It's like, you're now free to explore. You're not defensive. You now feel empowered, supported. curious, and I do feel there is a new beginning here for you to develop something and no longer feel stagnant. Okay, beautiful angels. So yeah, it's a sudden shift of your circumstance and your environment. I hope this helped you guys. I love you guys very much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.